You're watching a soccer match with your friends. Someone misses a penalty. Someone throws a drink at the TV. It feels dramatic, but nobody actually thinks a game is going to start a war. In 1969, it did. 3 World Cup qualifying matches, 2 small countries. A war that killed thousands in 4 days. The strange part isn't that soccer caused a war. The real answer is far stranger. The match didn't cause anything. It just lit a spark that had been sitting in gasoline for years. El Salvador and Honduras sit right next to each other in Central America. El Salvador was tiny and crowded. Honduras was 5 times bigger, with wide open land. For decades, Salvadorans crossed the border looking for farmland. By 1969, an estimated 300,000 Salvadoran migrants were living inside Honduras. At first, nobody minded, but Honduras was quietly running out of usable farmland. Anthropologist William Durham studied this exact crisis, and what he found wasn't really about soccer. It was about dirt. Who owned it and who got pushed out when it ran short? Guess who got blamed? In 1969, Honduras passed a land reform law that, in practice, targeted Salvadoran migrants first. Families who had farmed the same plot for 20 years were forced out. Tens of thousands fled back into a country that didn't have room for them either. Now hold that tension, because that's the moment the World Cup walked in. Honduras won the first qualifying match. That night in San Salvador, a young fan reportedly died by suicide after the loss. State television covered her funeral live. A soccer loss had become a national tragedy. It wasn't really about the goal. It was about everything else already pressing down. El Salvador won the second match after Honduran players spent the night surrounded by an angry crowd outside their hotel. Diplomatic relations were cut within days. A scoreline was the excuse everyone had been waiting for. A third match on neutral ground in Mexico City settled it. El Salvador won in extra time. 18 days later, its military crossed the border. The war lasted about 100 hours. An estimated 2,000 people died, most of them civilians. Journalist Ryszard Kapuscinski, reporting from the region, later gave the conflict its lasting nickname, the Soccer War. But even he was clear. The match was never the cause. It was the spark. So why does a game hold that kind of power? Because a match isn't just a match. It's a stand-in. When your country loses, especially while everything else already feels unstable, it can feel like confirmation of every fear you were already carrying. Psychologists call this in-group bias. Your brain doesn't cleanly separate "my team lost" from "my people are under threat." 2 nations were already primed for conflict in 1969. The matches didn't create that tension. They just gave it a stage, a scoreboard, and a date. Think about the last time you watched a big game with something else weighing on you. Did the loss feel bigger than it should have? That's the same wiring, just without the tanks. You watch a match with your friends. Someone misses a penalty. Someone throws a drink at the TV. It feels dramatic. It feels like the end of the world. Most of the time, it isn't. But in 1969, for a few days, it actually was.